$1,692 versus $4,431. How stupid are we? How stupid are we? And you look at some of these numbers. I did it last night in New Mexico, in Albuquerque. I'm going through the numbers similar to what you have. 45% down in manufacturing jobs. The whole thing, it's like a disaster. Our whole country. When I won in Pennsylvania and New York and Maryland and all the states, Connecticut, I didn't even need the statistician after a couple of weeks because the numbers were all pretty much the same. Manufacturing jobs are dissipating, they're going. And we're gonna stop it, folks. It's so easy. You have no idea. If they leave, they have consequences, okay? If Carrier decides to leave Indiana, or if one of your companies here that employs a lot of people decide to move to Mexico, we will talk to them and we will say, good luck, but you're gonna have consequences. You're not gonna make your product, you're gonna fire all these people, you're not gonna pay any more taxes, and you're gonna make your product across the border, and you're gonna sell it to us, and we're not gonna tax you. No, that's not the way it works. You're gonna get taxed. Yeah. And believe me, we'll stop it. As an example, let's say, and I'll tell you, the Carrier deal, I've been talking about that for 8 months. And I didn't know that Indiana was going to be so important. I had no idea it was going to be so important. It turned out to be important. And all of the people in Indiana heard me talking about this company from Indianapolis from the day they announced, because somebody had a cell phone camera going from the day they announced. Okay, so what happened is I'm talking Carrier, and I'm saying how unfair. And at my rallies, the Carrier people kept coming. 1,400 people laid off. They were all over the place. I used to start off by, where are the Carrier people? There'd always be people. And they loved the fact that I was real. They loved the fact that I was doing it from the beginning. They started bringing it up, my opponents, 1 day prior to the vote and 2 days prior to the vote. People are smart. People know. Now let me tell you, our government has been working on the problem of companies moving out for 6 years, 7 years. It's a plague. It's a tremendous problem. You know what they've come up with? How about some low interest loans? They don't need money. And a couple of companies, they actually took the money and then they left anyway because we had such bad lawyers. They took the money and they left. So here's what's gonna happen, folks. We go to that company, Carrier, as or Nabisco or whoever you want, and we say, wish you luck, enjoy Mexico or wherever the hell you're moving. But if you come back, you're gonna have a 35% tax on every unit that you sell it. I guarantee you, not 90% or 95%, I guarantee you that they don't move. And if they move, I say the same thing, but it's too late now. They've got their plan. We wish you a lot of luck, and we lost those jobs. But you know what? We're going to make a hell of a lot of money because we're going to take tariffs. And we have to do it. And we have to do it with China. When we have a $500 billion trade deficit, we have to do it with Mexico, or we have to do something. They have to treat us right. You know, Mexico could stop the problem at the border without us even doing anything. You do know that, folks, right? Remember when I said Mexico was sending and everybody went crazy? Well, when Kate was killed, this guy came across beautiful Kate from San Francisco, standing with her father on the pier, right? Killed by somebody that should have never been allowed to be in this country, all right? So he didn't just get here. He came in 5 times illegally. And so many things, Jamal, you know, you look at Jamil Shaw, one of the great young men, shot 3 times in the face. His father became a friend of mine. He's like this incredible guy. I don't know how he puts up with it. I don't know how he does it. He loved his son more than anything in the world. His son was going to go to college on a football scholarship. He was a good student. He was a great athlete. And he shot, walking home with a sandwich. He was shot in the face 3 times by an illegal immigrant. They just wanted, you know what the excuse was? He just wanted to shoot him. Didn't know him, never saw him before, just wanted to shoot him. And you had another, I mean, you have so many cases. And I talked about the veteran, 65-year-old veteran, female, raped, sodomized, and killed by an illegal immigrant. Folks, it's gonna stop. So here's what we're doing. We're gonna build a wall, but the wall is not, we gotta be tough. We gotta be. One thing we're doing immediately, we're stopping the Syrians from coming into this country. help them live. And we'll get the Gulf states who have so much money they don't know what to do with it, and they're not spending the money. We are, and we have $19 trillion in debt going very soon to 21 trillion because we made a bad budget deal. Now we're going to have 21 trillion in debt. We don't have any money. We're going to get the Gulf states. We'll manage it. We'll make it great. And we've got to help the people out. But we can't have people in our country that we have no idea who the hell they are, and we can't have it. It's not going to happen. We're sending them back. So just in closing, I want to tell you, we're going to terminate, as you know, Obamacare. We're going to come up with something. We're going to end Common Core, and we're going to have our education board. I don't know if you saw, there was a big statistic came out that basically American people have no money. If you have a problem, an unbelievable, much less than $1,000, and if you have a problem, there's no way you can handle the problem. And we're going to change that, folks. We're going to change that. We're going to make our country successful again. We're going to make our country great again. We're going to bring back jobs. We're going to do a number that's going to be something really good. Now, so here's the story. So important. You know, we have an election coming up in a couple of weeks, and we've already broken the record. So I hope you get out and vote. You vote for me. The competition, I mean, other names are mentioned. In all fairness, last night, the state of Washington, many other names were mentioned along with mine, and we got a tremendous percentage. I don't know, almost 80%, that's really good. And hundreds of thousands of votes. And that brought us, I think we were over the top actually before that, to be totally straight. But I would like to, you know, it's so important what we're all doing together. And we're doing it together. I'm only the messenger, folks. I'm doing a good job as messenger, because we have to take our country back. We have to bring intelligence to our country. We have to bring common sense to our country. And the problem with our country is we don't win anymore. We don't win with the military. We don't beat ISIS, right? We don't beat ISIS. Can you imagine General George Patton, who, by the way, in this current environment could never be a general. He couldn't be a corporal because he's too tough. You know, he'd be known to slap soldiers every once in a while. They loved him. General Douglas MacArthur, an incredible general. Can you imagine these guys up there or wherever they may be, looking down, seeing that the United States of America cannot defeat ISIS? Cannot defeat ISIS. So we got to get that rid of. We got to get that taken. So here's the story, folks. We don't win anymore, but we're going to start, right? We're going to win with our military. We're going to win on the borders. We're going to win with health care, repeal and replace that